Honestly, I don't even know if I should be excited or not that it's Friday, because I am having to work the weekend anyway, so, and it's not slowing down. So either way, yeah, next week is going to be chaotic for me. So yeah, I'm basically working the weekend as well. So I'm hoping at some point I'm gonna have some. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday. It is. It is. Let me give you the weather update in Cape Town. Good God. Good God. For Friday morning. It is cold. I can't explain to you how cold it is. It's going to get colder, and I think I'm just going to like land up putting the heater on just now in my kitchen, just to warm up my kitchen, because I'm not baking, so my kitchen's not going to warm up. But it is so cold. It was hailing this morning. It has been raining right through the night. It is on off. It is typically 5 seasons in one day today. Typical Cape Town weather, in that literally wait 5 minutes and the weather's going to change. Like, for real. It is windy. It is raining. It is sunshine. It is the only thing that's not, it's warm. It is freezing. So that's the weather update in Cape Town. I'm not even going to say sunny South Africa, because yeah, Cape Town winter only ends end of November. I swear, Cape Town, the Western Province, should be a country of its own. It's in its own time zone. It's in its own weather pattern, everything. I really feel like we should just break away and not be South Africa anymore, and it should just be its own country altogether, and get its whole new time zone and everything. I mean, Joburg, the sun is up by like 5 o'clock in the morning this time of the year. It is starting to get warmer. The sun is shining. You know, it's awesome. Not Cape Town. Completely different. Anyway, so I know I said that today I was going to do airbrushing of sugar flowers. That was the plan. But I have gotten kind of busy with orders, and I've had to shift that airbrushing over to in 2 weeks time, because I have other things planned for next week, because it's spring next week. Spring, not really. I don't know what the weather's going to be like on the 1st of September. Sure as hell not as hot as it was 3 years ago. I can tell you that. I don't know if we're going to even have sunshine on Wednesday for spring day. No such thing as wearing florals and, you know, looking all pretty on an ice cold day. But so yeah, next week is quite full. There's lots of things happening. I've got a lot of orders going out on next week, but I have a promotion going on live in person at a cocktail bar on Wednesday evening. I have Wednesday morning on live. I'm going, because of in celebration for Spring Day, I'm going to be doing these fun little succulents in a little pot. And then Friday next week, I've got an LL cake that I really want to do on live. So I'm going to do that on Friday. So it's super busy next week. Well, actually, it's not. I'm not actually getting a break. So just like having a 2-week working week. So yeah, so I kind of just pushed forward what I was going to do today, because I'm just running out of time and not getting to everything that I need to get to. So I just figured I may as well just do what I need to do for customers, because I've got these are orders that are going out, and I'll do it on live today so that you can see. It's lots of fun. It's cake decorating. So I'm doing 2 cakes. So I'm doing a square cake, and yes, it's on a round board. My customer is just going to have to deal. I don't think she's going to be too fussed over it. Last night thought I had square boards and that I had ordered round boards, and apparently they're not there. So I was pretty sure I ordered, because I knew I was running low. But anyway, so I'm going to have to do that today, order some. So I have compromised, and I've put the cake onto a much bigger round board. Still works perfectly fine. So This cake is going to be pretty simple. It is a picture cake, so nothing too complicated. The little boy apparently is into something. Oh, try and work out which way it goes. Into that. So what I'm going to do, because it's a chocolate cake, I'm going to actually, I don't want to do black. I don't want to make the cake black because it's just like, yeah. So I'm going to go as dark as possible in chocolate. So I'm going to make it, I'm going to cover it in chocolate, and then I'm going to do some finishings off with a nice sky blue and a little bit of and a mix of navy. My other cake, which is a little bit more complicated, is a little gymnastics cake, and I have, which I need to just spruce up and make pretty up a bit. I have done the birthday girl and her sister as a little gymnasts. I just want to make their costumes a little bit more, and the leotards a little bit more sparkly, and give them a little bit more oomph. But there is a little bit more to that cake. It's gonna have turquoise and silver stripes, and some frills and all sorts of other things as well. So yeah, so let's get on with it. I will, as soon as I've finished my tea, I'm gonna mix the chocolate icing, and then as soon as I'm done with my tea, I am going to put my mask on, because this is for orders. So, and I, wear my mask with orders. We're just gonna pop some buttercream. So normally I would have leftover buttercream, and I would turn the leftover buttercream, no matter what color it is, I'll turn it into chocolate. But I, for once, don't have that. So I have a whole new batch of buttercream, and we're going to just make our buttercream chocolate to cover it nicely. So I'm not going to fill it up too much, because otherwise I'm going to struggle to mix it. Oh, how did you like my intro with my mosaic? I think it's awesome. So let me know what you think in the comments. So I might actually need to add a little bit of milk to this, because now the cocoa is going to make it fairly thick and like almost dry. So, and then I won't be able to put it onto the cake very smoothly. So I do this very, very slowly. The reason being is that the cocoa kicks up like this dust, which then gets caught in your throat. You land up coughing up a lung. Look a bit. And I don't want to cough up a lung, all because of cocoa. We just do it gently. I do think that I need to add a little bit of, just a tad of milk, just to get it a little bit softer. It's just that little bit too thick and stiff. So I'm going to make this nice and dark. I do want to make it darker. So what I'm probably going to do is just add some color into it, just so that I can get a darker, richer chocolate brown. Because that's what I would normally do, because I would have had leftover buttercream of whatever color. And then but I want it dark because obviously I'm trying to substitute for black, because I don't really want to do black. I'd rather just do I mean, the customer lets me do whatever. This particular customer, she just she's like, you do whatever you need to do to make it look nice. So I didn't think white would be appropriate with that picture, so hence why I've decided to go dark but not black. I'm probably going to just pop some blue in here, just a little bit of blue. So again, this is all about mixing colors to get the color that you want. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue in, and I'm going to probably put maybe a little bit of pink, just to lift this brown and make it more rich and darker. And I can, and also what's going to happen is as it sits, it's going to get darker as well. Oh, that's a little much, but it's fine. I'm going to put more cocoa in. This is it, I want it to be like a dark chocolate, so it's like almost black but not black, because I just don't want to put black in. Black is just, and obviously I don't have time to airbrush the cake black either, and that's also one of the reasons why I decided not to do the airbrushing today either, is because I kind of need it so that I can open up the doors and stuff, because of the fine spray that the airbrush does. I need to be able to open up the doors and stuff like that, and I need to possibly have to do it outside, and I can't do that today because it's raining and hailing and a whole lot of other fun loving stuff today. So it'll have to wait. I have scheduled it in. If you look on my what's up and coming, oh goodness, okay, last sip of tea and then we've got my last one. Cool. Okay, so I have scheduled the airbrushing for the 10th of September. Please just keep a look out. I'm going to have there's going to be a post on Sunday. I'm going to start running a competition for the month of September in celebration of Heritage Month here in South Africa. On the 24th of September is, see, that's nice and dark. There's we have Heritage Day, where we celebrate the fact that we are definitely a rainbow nation of so many different cultures and languages. So we are going to, so I'm going to, instead of making September all about spring like I did last year, I'm making it all about our heritage. So what I'm going to do is every Wednesday, well, not this week, the 1st of September is dedicated to Spring Day because that is Spring Day. So, but for the rest of the month, because there's five Wednesdays, so one is going to be Spring Day, which is on Wednesday, and then the rest is all about Heritage Month. And I'm going to every Wednesday for the month of September, I'm going to be making something that is traditionally South African, a traditional South African dessert or treat or something. So I've picked 4 traditionally South African desserts. And the competition is that you need to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You need to come in on the day of that particular dessert that you want. So if I'm doing Cook Sisters, Q Sisters, Milk Tart, and Melba pudding, I don't want to be eating any of it. I just can't continue to eat treats. So this is my competition. If you want to win one of these desserts on the day, so you're going to have to check out the schedule. And if on the day you say, if it's Cook Sisters that day and you want those Cook Sisters, you make sure you like and subscribe that day, and that you come into the live on that day and you make a comment and say, I want to win this. And that's what you're going to do if you want to win whatever it is I'm making on that day. You need to obviously live in Cape Town. Otherwise, you cannot collect it or have it delivered. But that is the competition. And if you come in and you make a comment, watch the live, you have a chance to actually win that dessert for that week. So keep an eye out for all of that kind of stuff happening in September. Okay, so let's get our cake done. So I'm just gonna get this nicely done. I find square cakes kind of difficult in that they are quite difficult to try and square up the corners, especially when I have a tin that is not got corners. I'm now on the hunt for decent square tins that don't have round corners. So my tin has round corners, so my cake doesn't get to be squared up as it should be, which is in itself something else. So, but it's okay. We make a plan with it. But yeah, square. I've seen, especially buttercream on a square cake can be a little bit of a struggle. So this cake is a chocolate caramel cake. It's what this customer always wants. This little boy loves the chocolate caramel, so he gets this every year. She is a regular of mine that orders every single year. In fact, she orders cakes for other people from me as well. So I've already obviously, because it's a chocolate caramel cake, I've coated it in chocolate as well. So, and then we're gonna cover it in chocolate too. So we're gonna make sure he's gonna get his fix of chocolate. I think my mark has a little string and it's in my mouth. Also tonight we are live with our last Friday of cooking on Twitch, on our Swiggity Sweetie channel on Twitch. The theme, Cooking with Mrs. Huster. The theme this week is Asian, and I will be making an Asian dessert, and my husband will be cooking tonight. I am not very good at cooking Asian food. My husband is Indian, and it was quite funny because we did Indian last week and I made the Indian food. So that was quite funny, but I made the Indian food, but he is very good at making all these Asian kind of foods. So he's going to be, I told him it's his turn to cook. So he'll be cooking, but I'll still be making the desserts tonight. So make sure you come into our live. Mrs. Huster will be on from 4 o'clock sharp. And then we will be on from about 5:15 with our dinner, and then Mrs. Houston will come into our. If you know anything about Twitch, it's called Braiding, and she is going to then raid to our channel, where I will then be making my dessert. So I'm not going to put too much icing on the top of here because I'm going to be putting the edible print on top, but I'm just putting enough icing down so that I can level my cake out a bit. It is pretty flat, but I just want it a little bit flatter. And then I'm going to use my hot water to help me. So my biggest trick is using boiling water to smooth out my cakes. So at the moment it's quite rough, so we will smooth it out. So as long as this is hot, and it will smooth out quite nicely. You could possibly have to do it a few times. I'm actually going to keep the round edge. I'm not going to. I'm actually going to put the. This is hot, but I'm going to put the kettle on to make it move back and hot water. So obviously, every time you put it in, it just heats up the metal part of the metal part of this. But it will then, but you have to dry it. You're not going to put it on wet. That's just stupid. Because then you're going to make your icing wet, and then your icing is going to start to run, and obviously that's not what you want either. I'm just checking out where there could be other pieces that need to be thicker to try and make it smoother. My chocolate is quite thick, and I have made it thinner, but it is quite thick. You see, because it's so thick, it's now lifting the cake, which is not what I want. Let's get this nice and hot, otherwise it's not going to work. So yeah, it's better that I make a new one, because it's hot, but it's not hot enough. I want it to really sing. I'm just going to switch my camera off so that we have more space. So you can see more of what's going on. Why does my camera look like it's the wrong way around? No, that's right. Yeah, it is. It looks like it should be flipped. Yeah, it looks like it should be flipped. But I don't know. As long as you can read this properly, I suppose that's all that matters. Oh goodness. Okay, so we're just going to use the hot water to smooth it out. You can see. So I won't be able to put this in, but I do want to in the water. But I think what I'm going to do is use this one. But I don't want to pull the icing off. I just want to smooth it out a bit while we wait for the hot water. So we can get it as flat and as even as possible. If I was crumb coating, I'd be scraping off as much as possible. We're not quite crumb coating. Make this nice and smooth and flat. Definitely need the hot water to help this. So I like it when my cake icing is a little bit thicker and dries more like a crusting buttercream, because then it's just that little bit firmer and holds a little bit better, especially when it comes to summer, where you could possibly land up with the cake. The cake doesn't melt, but your buttercream does, and then you start having issues of everything starting to slide. And yeah, that's just not up. Okay, I need the hot water. So my other cake, is we're doing stripes, and I'm gonna do it in a nice light green top with because the mats that the gymnastics work on is green. Okay. When we have super boiling hot water, this will go way quicker. Because it literally just takes the buttercream off. You can see with the two, that's one side, and that's the other side. So we'll just keep going until it gets nice and smooth. Any excess, just wipe it off. And then what I think I might just do is I'll cover the board with chocolate as well, just so that it looks nicer. I don't always cover boards, but sometimes it's nice to actually cover it, just to finish it off a bit. And I think it'll look much nicer. So I'm just going to swap knives to the square, the one that is like that, because it just works so much easier. Don't know why it took so long to get one. Life is so much easier with it. So this doesn't need to be perfectly flat or anything on the top, because you're going to put a picture and you're not going to really see what it looks like on top. But obviously we want to get the sides and everything nicely done. So this is pretty smooth. Pretty happy with that. And then we're just going to use this to then pull the edges over. So the bendy bit will help it so that we don't make a mess. Because when it's not bent like that, oh, yeah, kind of catches it and then you'll end up having to do extra work. So we just want it nice and nice looking because we're going to finish it off, obviously. So you're not going to see a lot of any imperfections. But where I know that you will see an imperfection, and just kind of make it smooth and stuff. Because we're going to border it, so you're not going to see it. Because we need to cover the print. The edge of the print, because unfortunately that is like this funny off-white color. Oh no, not that you're going to see it, but you're going to see the actual edge, and I don't want to see the actual edge, so we'll cover it and make it look nice. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to cover the board quick as well, because then I will do the edging with it at the same time. I'm just going to ice the board. So because I don't use because I'm not using fondant and I'm not going to cake with fondant. Obviously I don't always cover the board, like I say, but then sometimes I do. But then I just stick to the buttercream. Works just as well to cover the board. And you just make it smooth, and you just do a nice smooth thin layer. It works really, really well. Honestly, I think sometimes the buttercream definitely, for me, definitely always looks better. And I know some people say that the fondant looks more professional, but to be honest, if you don't know how to do it properly, it does not look professional at all. So, and again, at the end of the day, the buttercream does taste better. I'm actually going to keep this little bit of chocolate because I'm going to need a little bit of black for the board on my other cake. So I'm just going to smooth this out so that it's just a little bit more smooth. Oh, and it smells like chocolate. I should hope it does because it's cocoa. Okay, let me just clean up our board a bit. So we don't have chocolate all over the place. Right. Oh, now there's glue everywhere. That's not good. Right, so that bit of our cake is done. Pop that over there. I'm going to put this into some hot water. Where is one? Okay, so we're going to mix our blue quick. Our two blue. Need another jar. We'll go get another one. Okay, so we're going to do one color, other color. But I want to kind of just have the two different shades to make it, just to give it some oomph and look. So I'm not going to need a lot because this is just literally for piping. I think that's more than enough. I'm going to do the sky blue and the navy. So nice and smooth. Make sure it mixed it nicely. So I want to make it like a two-tone finish. So that's why I want the darker blue and the lighter blue. It's the different shades of blue. And I think it will work well with the colors of the edible print. kind of do want that a little bit darker. I'll have to put more in to get it darker. Oh, that's better. Much better. Okay. I'm just going to get my my blade so that I can cut the thing open. There's this blade, and there's my print. I'll take my eyes out. Yeah, I have this. It's all my goodies in it. Why is my blade not in here? Oh, annoying. Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay. So I use an actual entry cutter. I only use this entry cutter for these blades and stuff for edible stuff anyway. So, and I have a nice marble tabletop, so I can do this on here. But if you don't, please make sure when you are cutting with an entry cutter, just that you make sure it's on a surface that you're not going to damage. I'm just going to use a knife, the ruler gently to cut this. I don't want to use a pair of scissors because I'm not going to, yes, I'll cut it straight, but you won't see it's not as straight as it should be. I'm actually, you know what? I'm just going to cut it with a little bit of white because then it will give me that extra to cut on, to put icing on. I think that will be better. I normally do cut it literally on the square, but I actually think this will work out way better if I do it just that little bit so that they get more of the picture. So this little white edge is going to actually get covered with buttercream with the two-tone. That should work. Is it cut? Nope. So if you pull it over the edge like this, then it will hopefully lift off this and not tear. And again, these edible prints are something else sometimes. Yeah, it's sticking. Okay, so yeah. So my edible print is sticking to the acetate, as you know, it does. So the trick is in the oven for 5 minutes at 50 to dry out a bit, and then into the fridge for 5 minutes, and then it should come off. So that's what I'm going to do. In the meantime, I'm going to prep my buttercream for this. You know, my nozzle and stuff. I was thinking something along the lines of something in the lines of what? Because guess what? I have pulled out the wrong bag of nozzles. These are not the nozzles I wanted. So I'm going to quickly go get my other ones that I actually did want. Not the one where I wanted. I'll be back. So I was thinking something along the lines of this one. Where is it? This one. It's really nice. You can see it. Where it's got this nice serrated edge, which gives you a nice pattern. And then you do this really swirly. Okay. So we're just going to use some cling wrap with this because we want to do it as a two-tone. Just a square of cling wrap. Might need two actually. We're just gonna, I don't actually want it even, so I'm just gonna use the knife. Some of the blue so that we get this nice two-tone. Look like that. Actually, this is probably more than enough. And then I'm probably going to use this just now on my other cake because some of the colors. Okay, I need a bag. Okay, and then we're going to just pop that in. At the end of here. So I'm gonna position it in here so that it's on this half line where you can see the dark blue and the light blue. So I'm gonna put that in almost like in the middle of the nozzle so that we can get both colors going in. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze it and we're going to get this lovely two-tone, and you see it. Two-tone! Not yet. I think as it goes on you'll see it more. You'll see that the side's lighter and the side's darker. Okay, I'm going to just get my edible print and pop it into the fruit pack. In here long enough. Okay, it does not melt at all because of the acetate sheet. And then we're going to pop it in the fridge on a flat surface if possible. Yeah. Just for a couple of minutes there. Sorry, I'm just checking that there's no pressing WhatsApp messages, because you know sometimes I've had that. But then I always forget to switch my play off. What? Yeah, gotta love that. Gotta love it. Gotta love that. Sorry, gotta love seeing some of the messages that I get. Oh goodness. Anyway, it is what it is. Actually, I'm going to. No, I don't need that part at this point. Okay, let's hope that it's ready to come off. My cake is, you know, dry enough. Your rice paper won't melt on here, or I promise none of that stuff will happen. But guess what? Okay, so what happens with it, so you just got to be careful that you don't put it in the oven too long, because you can make it too hard. But as it settles down, it will go back to being soft. But the point is that you can get it off the acetate sheet without it tearing and breaking. So it is a little hard, not as soft as it normally is, because it's just been in the oven, and then but it will settle down and it will go back to its normal. It's normal, not consistency, but it's normal thing. Oh, okay. So what I'm gonna do because my buttercream is actually dry, this is not going to stick. So I'm just going to pop some vegetable fat on here. And I've just thrown the acetate away, which is stupid. So I'm just going to put it on the back like that. So I don't want it to possibly stick to here. Just a little bit. It's just enough to stick it down. Okay. I'm not going to, please don't use any liquid. Don't use flour glue. Don't use water. Please don't use any kind of liquid on this, on these edible prints. They will then disintegrate. Use some vegetable fat on the back of it. You don't need a lot. It's just to literally stick it down so that it doesn't move. We're going to put buttercream on it to actually secure it. So that then sits pretty squarely on here. That's awesome. I am a short person, so this for me, okay, I'm just going to take it off here because that's the problem. It's just a little too high for me to make sure it's in the center. Short people problems. Okay, so we're just going to put it down like that. Yeah, this fits in nicely. We're going to hide everything. You're not going to see. Okay, so we're going to just gently make sure your hands are dry. Okay, these things will disintegrate with any kind of liquid. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because my cake tin is round, I'm just going to zap that corner off. Now she can still get through, but with a struggle. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, sweetie, come here. No, love, close the door, come here. Come here, no, got it. I got it. No, I got it. You're gonna go up. Okay, done. So my husband just come home with some groceries, and the dog likes to make a dash for it when he's trying to bring everything in. Okay, so I'm just going to cut the corners off because I've got a round cornered square cake, and obviously there's no point in having sharp corners. Just so that it fits in nicely, and then we shall hide all these pieces. So that actually fits quite nicely. I'm happy with that. And then we're gonna do the edges. Yes, we'll pop it back up here. So we're obviously going to make the serrated part up front. So I'm doing it in the center of the paper so that the buttercream is going over the paper and the cake, so that it's going to hold the edible print down. Yeah, you can move those. Those are not, they for cakesicles. But just put them over here. They're gonna get crumpled up and mushed up anyway. So that's the top, and then we're going to do the same thing at the bottom, and then this cake is done. And it's done. Just actually want to just clean it up a little bit more. Right, one down, and you go. That looks pretty cool. What we need to do, we need to just clean up here a bit. Huh? Okay, so I'm needing to use this mat because we are going to use a little bit of gum paste for part of the cake. I just want to be able to shift things aside as we go. Right, so I'm going to make like a greeny kind of color. So we're going to do, so we need to make, so I'm not going to really cover it a lot because the sides are going to have gum paste on the side, but the top bit needs to be covered. So I'm going to make like a green for, I don't really want to make it a bright green. I'm just thinking now. Actually, I don't want this. I'm going to use that for something else. I'm going to mix the blue and the okay, so I'm trying to think now because buttercream. And then I'm just going to pop pearl on here. But while we mix on that. I'm going to boil the water again. Put clean water on. Okay, so I'm just trying to think of what kind of green. I don't want it a bright grassy green or anything like that. It's more like what? Like an olive kind of green? Those gym mats that they use when they do gymnastics, especially rhythmic gymnastics. Those green mats that they use, those big carpets. It's like a really oak green. Actually, what I might use is and it's not here, some forest green. No! I think forest green is what's going to work, but we're not going to make it dark. We're going to make it a light forest green. Sweetie? No. Away. Get away from there. My husband's gone and done some grocery shopping. I need to pack it in the fridge, but I'm not going to do it now on live. On my live stream. So, and it's nothing that she... I just wanted a nice green. And I don't want it very dark either. Yeah, I think it's more like an olive kind of thing. I think that should work. So basically the top and just around the edges, just the top edges, is going to be this color for the two little girls to sit on top. Gymnastics in the kitchen. Yes, gymnastics in the kitchen. Okay. Right, we got that. We're just going to go between all the different things that we need to do. So I'm going to start with this. So I need to make the base of this black, which I'm going to do with black butter cream. So that we can get it nice and smooth. So now this top part needs to be done really, really nice because it's going to get shown. It's not meant to be grass, just it's that green mat. So I want to make it look as flat as possible. I'm going to put a little bit of green at the bottom because I want, just to smooth it out a bit, but I'm not really going to be too fussed by it. I'm more worried about the top third because that part is going to be showing. Do you want it off? You think this is punishment with your fault. My puppy dog has a jacket, which she doesn't really like at all. She thinks it's punishment when I put it on. But it's been so cold today. I put it on her earlier, but she's been trying to get it off now. She's slept nicely with it on, and now she's had enough. So I'm only going to put a little bit at the bottom and stuff like that because, like I said, it's going to get covered. I'm just putting it on a little bit just to even my cake out more. That's really, so you can see it will be more like I'm doing a naked cake at the bottom. But like I say, it's really more, the bottom bit is more to just even it out than anything else. So I'm not going to be too fussed about the chocolate showing through here at the bottom. And then I'll obviously smooth it out as well. But I just want to make this nice and smooth and as flat as possible. Okay. And then I'm going to put in hot water. More of that. Again, we're just going to smooth it out nicely. And then obviously any excess we're going to just pop back into the tub. Again, I'm only worrying about the top third. I'm not worrying about the bottom because we're going to cover the bottom 2/3 of the oven strap. Let's use our bendy one so we can get this closed. Smooth out the edge nicely. So I actually want this now nice and smooth and as nice as much as I can get possible because this is going to be showing. Okay, so I'm going to just leave this to settle a bit while we sort out the rest. I'm just going to pop this on the side. So, I should be able to get, this is a silly way of measuring it, but anyway, here we can see how many we can get in the thickness. Oopsie. No, and then that's why it's a silly way of doing it. Just gone and planted. I know cake is so, you know, it's a 20 centimeter round, but what is the actual measurement? So I haven't cut the straps before because I want them to go with, I don't want them to be rigid and then they don't stick nicely to the cake. I want them to actually go with the cake. So don't do silly things like that where you have to knock it back and fix it. Let's put this aside. 20 centimeter cake. Think of how many straps we need to make. Okay, and the easiest for me is to just make them the same thickness as this because then I can just cut all around. But should I make it the same thickness? What should I do? I think so. Just clean this now. We're going to use it. I hope I've got enough. I should, because I'm actually going to do, it's a mix, so I'm going to do white and the turquoise. So, and I've got plenty white. So I'm going to do it in, I'm going to do one white, one turquoise, one white, one turquoise. The white is then going to get painted silver. So, I just want to cut a few. So I'm just using my phone so I can just double check what it should look like. But yeah, the main thing is there's understand that it's okay. She sent me, so basically this cake is a mix of, you know, as my customers always do, they send me like 3 or 4 different cakes and they want like a little bit of every cake. A little bit of everything from each cake. They're not all as simple as the picture cake, unfortunately. So, and then you have to make it work, you know. So, ruler, I need vegetable fat. So I'm going to just cut a few so that I can get started before I start putting them up here. just going to use, I think I want to make them 8 centimeters. What? Sorry, now I just looked at the style that they want. Some are longer, some are shorter. Oh, good God, that's going to be a problem. Okay, so they can't all be the same length. That's irritating. I'll show you. So because of these dips, we're going to have a few short ones and a few long ones. So we're going to go probably like oh, that's going to be quite a thing. So we're going to have to go little by little, which is, you know, each little section by section. That's going to be fun. Okay. So I'm going to say that we're going to do the shortest one at 8 centimeters and the longest one at 10. No, the longest one at 9. Huh? No, we can do that. So we're going to do the shortest one at 8 centimeters and the longest one at 9 centimeters. I mean at 10 centimeters. So yeah, I'm going to have to, you're going to have to go little by little. What I like to do is I like to make a starting point which is flat so that I can make sure that it's the correct measurement. So I'm going to just cut some 8 centimeters ones. I'm just going to measure it out. Or I can cut 2 sets in that bit. So I used a pizza cutter because it stops it from filling, and I don't get this weird pull with the gum paste. Whereas if I use a knife, it will pull. Okay. So I'm going to go from there, nice and straight. And I'm just using basically my metal ruler as the width that I wanted. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a piece of baking paper on the side here to pop these onto. They don't stick to anything. They're ready and waiting. The reason why I'm using gum paste and not fondant is that I can handle better with it, as opposed to it tearing and whereas if I was doing this with, and it will hold its shape better. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 short ones and 6 long ones, and then we'll do some white ones, and then we'll go from there. I'm not too sure if maybe this is a little too thick, but I don't have anything else to measure with, which is a problem. It's just easier for me to do it like this, and I don't think it's a train smash thickness, to be honest. It looks okay. It doesn't look bad. Okay, so then we're going to do some long ones, which is going to be 10 centimeters. Again, my starting point. So you've got a flat edge to work. So if you use a knife, you can see, okay, this one's quite sharp. But my other knife, it pulls. So it's just easier to use it quicker. Then you know it's straight and it doesn't fall. Go right to the edge there. Ah, maybe I should move my camera down a bit. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to do white ones the same. So I'm going to do these ones, and then I'm going to do white ones, some short, some long, and then we'll start to put them on. And then we can see how many more we're going to need to make. Gum paste must be covered at all times, otherwise it shall dry out, and then you will not be happy when it cracks and you can't use it for anything. I just want to put these on the side nicely so they don't lose their shape. So you would definitely not be able to work like this with fondant. Okay, the gum paste allows you to work nicely like this and keep it shaped. Straight fondant is too soft. It doesn't actually harden, and you can actually have problems with it. It didn't cut nicely through. Just going to do that. When I'm done, I'm also going to, I don't know if you've ever seen rhythmic gymnastics. Their little outfits are pretty glittery and quite sparkly and stuff, which is really nice. So I still need to finish up the sparkling with my little gymnast. So I'll finish that after now. But that will be the last thing I'll do. I just want to get this done, because this is the part that's quite time consuming. Okay, so bearing in mind this white is actually going to be silver. I'm going to paint it silver. We're going to do the short ones first and then the long ones. I don't know why, it's just my process. Eighth and eighth. What did we do? 2, 4, 6. We'll just do 2. I mean 6 are the same. We were obviously trying to make it even as possible. We might land up with a section where we need to make it 1 or 2 of these will have to be a little thinner. You know, half or 1 or whatever, because but that will be placed at the back of the cake, not in the front. So we'll start in the front and we'll move our way around. Okay, and then let's just do some long ones. Long ones, but 2, 4, 6 as well. This might be just enough to get round, or we'll be 1 or 2 short. That doesn't help. I think what we're going to land up doing is having to cut just, you know, the dips. Actually, you know what? I'm being silly. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go get a round cookie cutter just to show me the path so that I know where I'm going. Because we might need to cut a little bit here and there. because it's not all very, you know, this way or that way. I'm just going to go and see what cookie cutters, round cookie cutters. So I'm just going to lift my camera a bit as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use one of the round cookie cutters to mark off the angle that I want. So I want it up, the lowest being 8 centimeters. Let's mark it. I see, lowest being 8 centimeters. We're going to pop that in the center there. We're going to do that. Because the highest point is going to get a star on it. I just need to make sure that this is in the right space every time. Is it? Oh my god. Not sure if you can hear my crazy dog. Sweetie, what are you doing? We're just going to do that all the way around. So we know where we're sitting. That will actually help quite nicely and work out quite nicely. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to go from corner to corner, but because I've marked it, I know where my lowest point should be. So that it's correct all the way around. Yeah, that's maybe looking in the front, but anyway. That should be up at that. This is in the front. I should have done that in the front. Crossover, but I'm going to put a star there, so you're going to see from there. Okay, so I've done that so that I can see where I'm going to go from here. Okay, so we're going to start off with, I need to make sure that I'm in the front, because I have to put the little girl's name and her age. So there is a definite front that there's going to be. Oh, you know what? I need to do the black face first, so that I can put this on top. So I'm going to quickly do the black face first that I want to make. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of the chocolate that I had, leftover chocolate I had, and the blue, the dark blue. And I'm going to make black, but I don't need a lot because it's only for the base. I'm going to put actual black in, so it's going to be a nice rich black between the chocolate and the blue. So we got black. Okay, don't need any more of that. Just want to tidy it up a bit. Make sure that there's no black anywhere on the board, because you know, if there's a color, it's gonna get, you know, get on my fingers and move around, and then it's going to be everywhere, especially black and the red, the blue, it will bling. Okay. So that keeps it neat and tidy. And you'll see, because we're going to have like a black frill, that's going to match up. And then I'm going to do her name in the turquoise as well, so that it all matches. to give a name to the silver. So there's quite a lot of turquoise going on. So, and she's already in turquoise, so I might just do it in silver. Okay. So, that's done. Just make sure our hands are clean, because we don't want to get this. Right, so we want the front of the cake. We're going to start with the front and we're going to move around. Okay, so that's about the front. I'm going to start with the tall one, no, short one. I'm doing that. Now our buttercream is still kind of wet. I think my scissors. Need to cut a little bit off. You see, so this is why that is definitely a better plan. But we are gonna, there's gonna be a frill that's gonna hide anything that's so we're gonna start there. It's difficult for me to do it so that you can see it as I go. So I need to see it head on. I want to try and make it because I don't want to. I'm not going to come along and put a finish underneath. This is the finish. Okay. And we're going to do white on one side. And we're going to butt it up. So I need to use a little bit of sugar glue, paste glue. Okay. So my buttercream is quite dry, so just going to use a little bit of sugar glue on the glue that I use for my sugar flowers on here, so it sticks nicely to it. I do need my scissors though. I don't know where they are. The kitchen scissors are too big and too bulky. Okay, so you can see that's what it's going to look like. That's interesting. Okay, the problem is, maybe that's the way. But the frill's gonna go over there, so maybe I don't need long ones because the frill will go over it. Yeah, the frill will come over. I'll make sure that the frill goes over it. I think the main concern is that the lowest point is in the right place. Okay, so we need another one. Okay. I'll have to, I think we might need to cut the other ones down to 8 because, you know, this is just working out perfectly fine at 8 centimeters. Yeah. The reason why I'm going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 is so that it matches properly up at the back. Oh. Good thing it's just that. Nothing too serious. So I know it looks like it's looking like a bit of a mess, yeah, but we will fix that. We shall fix it because it's gonna have a black, what is that? Like a black draping. So it's not too bad. almost there. So I think, yeah, pretty much cut the right amount. I think we might just need to cut one or two. And believe it or not, the cake is actually almost done. As in, you know, because we just need to do finishing touches. And I think that the black draping might be a thing, but I'm hoping I got enough to go all the way around the house, around the house, all the way around the cake. But I think it will get there, because it needs to be thin to be able to ruffle it. Wow, that's impressive. I've managed to get them all the way around. And I literally have like one or two to do. Oh. Actually, I've put in exactly enough. Wow, I cut exactly enough. And it worked out on my ruler all the way around, which is pretty awesome. So that I don't need to make one that's a little bit thinner than the rest. Oh no, that's not good. I'm going to have to make one that's a little bit thicker. That's not going to work. I have to make one, the last bit that's just a little thick. So I'm going to just make one blue one that's a little bit wider than that, which is about 2 centimeters. We'll just do one, and it's a short one, so it's not a long one. And it's at the back, you're not going to see it. Really not going to see it. This is exactly why I did it the way I did it. So that if something like this happened, the one that's not the best looking will be right at the back where you're not going to really look at it. You won't see it and there won't be any issues. Yup, this wind is hectic. The wind is howling here. Howling. See that last bit there. Oh. Go drop it. Close up the gap nicely, and then okay, here we go, that's done. Now we're going to start putting the frill on. It is black. Do I have enough fluff? Do I? So what I'm actually going to do is I would rather have too much black than not enough. So I'm just going to mix some of my colors together, and then we're going to create more black. Just a little bit of every color, which will give us a nice rich black, and then it will bulk my black up. And I can put that red and orange in there. Put the brown in. We don't need any more brown now. Oh, you know what I do need to do? I need to put some blush on my little girls so that they've got some rosy cheeks. I'll do that as well. If I need to make even more black, I'll just mix all of these together. Oh, you can hear that. Sorry. My neighbor, they've obviously just got home. Set their alarm off. I'm just going to mix all those together as well. I need the black. I'll get a new one. You'd be horrified that I'm only working in this tiny space. My entire kitchen counter is covered with stuff. Does anybody else have an issue with moth? I do. Oh! Okay, it's gonna go to the door. It's hail again. There was hail this morning and there's hail now again. I just need to find out from my husband if he's going to fetch my child. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stop and you're not going to be able to see the end of this cake. Okay. So the sad thing is that I'm actually going to cut this short, and you're not going to be able to see what I do with the end of it, because I have to stop in 15 minutes because I need to go fetch my child from school. And my husband can't. So that's a bit of a bummer. It is what it is, unfortunately. So, but it's not too, I mean, I'm like honestly at the end. I'm just going to do the frills. I'm going to do as much frills so that you can see how I do the frills. Basically, I'm just going to put the little girls on top. And yeah, spruce them up, glitter them up, paint the white silver. Put the name on. So honestly, most of it is actually done. Not that it's not, I'm just, yeah, unfortunately, I'm probably going to need another half hour or so to finish it up, but I don't have that time. Sorry, guys. It's just how it goes sometimes. And yeah, my husband's in a meeting, and therefore I can't, not much I can do about it. Sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut how wide. So we're going to roll this up nice and thin. I'm actually going to go frill to frill. I'm not going to try and get it all the way around at one go, because that will just be chaos. So we kind of want to keep it the same thickness. We don't want to make it not the same thickness. So that's fine. I'll go. I'll stop. Okay, thanks, love. So I'm going to make it, say, 3.5 centimeters in depth. And you want to work it with this one. It's still soft. Yeah. So you want to work with it while it's still soft, because otherwise you're not going to be able to do that well. So I probably don't need as much as I've got in my hand. My husband's going to go fetch my child, so you will see the end. Okay. So we're going to, again, I'm going to start from the front, because that's the area that we want to make sure is 100%. So on the gum paste part of it, I'm gonna just put some. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna create a frill. I don't know if you can see in the light now. We're just gonna fill it up like that all the way. I'm probably gonna land up cutting some off. But we want to just go all the way around. Don't think too tight. Just you know, enough to have a frill. Basically, what you're doing is you're just bending it over like a pleat. That's what it is. A pleat. that. This bit might be a little too tight at the top here. Then I'm just going to press it in. And each frill is going to overlap each other when they join, in any case. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put something on top of this just to finish it off. Otherwise it doesn't look finished off. And I might actually go around the edge as well because I don't like this finishing. I hate it. I want something underneath it that finishes it off. So with the black, I'm probably just going to go around the edge just to finish it off with something simple like just like a little dot kind of thing. But a very small one, nothing big. But yeah, just so that it looks a little bit more finished rather than that. To me, this looks unfinished. So these are the kind of extra things that I kind of add to my cakes because, again, I don't do things exact. I've got to put my mark on it, and I like to finish things off. So, okay. Just gonna pleat it. So I've just put a little bit of sugar glue every now and then here, because then it just kind of sticks to it and just holds it in place. This angle's very weird working, and obviously doesn't help you because you're not really seeing much, which is obviously not what you're supposed to be. I don't actually know how to. There's not an angle that with the camera for you to be able to see anyway, because my hands will be in the way. So just cut this extra bit off. So what's going to happen is at the peak of each one is going to be a star. And we're going to just go all around. And this needs to be as thin as possible, or otherwise it looks super bulky and not very nice. We make it as thin as we can without it breaking. So the reason why I haven't done the silver yet first is because when the silver dries, it's gonna leave. When I touch it, it will leave like a dust, which is why I'm gonna do it afterwards. But I'm gonna just do it really, really carefully. But it will leave like it will rub off, and that's why I didn't do it first. So that's what it's looking like. So on the original cake, this piece is actually silver, but because I want it to look like they're on that green mat, I've made it green. And I actually think that's fine because I didn't really want to I don't really want to paint the cake silver. Again, that requires me to airbrush it because I can't color it with. You can't color your cake silver. You'll have to airbrush the color on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the name in silver. You can see why I wasn't too fussed by the how rough the ends of my stripes were, because I was going to get covered in any case. So it's quite tedious because I'm measuring it every time, but it's because I want them to stay the same thickness. I don't want them to be a different thickness, then it just starts to look untidy and not right. I'm glad I changed my mind with what I'm doing on live today, because that would have meant that I would only just be starting this instead of finishing it. And my daughter's got a market day tomorrow where she's selling her DIY snow globes, and we haven't finished sorting her out for her stuff, so yeah, kind of need to sort that out this afternoon. Oh, doggy wants to go out now. And it's hailing again. It was hailing this morning. That's why it's freezing out here in Cape Town, which means that Jovic is going to get it in a day or two. Yes, I'm coming. I'm going to let you up now. Okay, how many more have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3 more to go. Okay, and then we're done with that. We're almost done. Yeah, and working with stripes is not easy. You know, it can look very wrong if it's not straight. One more after this. I'm actually going to use this black icing that I made, and I'm actually going to use it up just to finish things off so that it looks a lot neater and tidier. Because even looking at the actual picture that I'm going to on it needs the finishing. Last one. Yay. This has been super fun to make this cake as well, because my daughter also does gymnastics and rhythmic gymnastics, so it's been fun to kind of make something like this. So that's that. So we're gonna do, I'm just gonna do the finishing off with the black, and then I'm gonna make my stars that are gonna go on top. So I don't want it very, very, very big. I don't want my little ball to be very big. I want it fairly, so the star's going to go over there. You know, fairly small. Literally, like I say, just to finish things off. It doesn't look, you know, untidy. So I'm just going to use a disposable, because what's in here is more than enough for me to use, I think. Okay. And then I'm just going to cut a hole so that it's small round. I'm going to do it just in the curve for now, and then I'm going to do my stars, and then wherever I need the extra, I'll put it in. I don't know how much space the stars will take. Once I put it on, I'll know. I don't know if you can see that it's just finishing it off. So if you can see that and how untidy it looks, do that. And because I'm using the small little like dots because I don't want it actually prominent. I just wanted enough to tidy things up and look part of it. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing around the edges because I feel like it'll just definitely make things look much neater. And it's just a little bit, but it just tidies it up. For me, this is so important, and I see it a lot in cakes where they just leave it and they don't do this. And they don't, it doesn't need to be big, and it doesn't, you know, like, it doesn't need to be a different color. I'm doing it so that it matches the black. So it's very, very subtle, but it looks finished. Something I see a lot with today's cakes. They just don't finish the cake off. Something that really clearly bugs me a lot. That I mention it every time. No, I haven't forgotten that I need to do this in silver. I will when I'm done. Just let this dry a bit, and then I'll gently paint everything silver. I actually want to get the stars on because the stars need to be silver as well. The name. So I kind of want to do it all in one go. Everything that I need to paint silver, I'll paint silver in one shot. I don't know if you've ever seen those cakes that they do it in dots and they do these beautiful patterns. But my goodness, I don't know how they do it, because just this alone doing dots is quite tedious. Let alone doing a pattern in different colors, and there's millions and millions of little dots. Looks amazing, but geez, like no. If someone asks me that, they're going to pay a fortune, because that kind of stuff, it takes time. They're just paying for time. Okay. Oh, okay, so what is that? Oh, my stars. Okay, so we're going to just quickly make some stars. I need to do that out of white. When I'm done here, I'm going to have a cup of tea. I need a cup of tea. I need a cup of tea. Okay. Let's do, at least the stars will be quickish. I've got my stars. Where's my other star? So, I don't know, where's the color? So basically it's going to be a star with an impression of a star in the center, which is how it is. And we need how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we need about 8 or 10. So because this is a star that's going to go on here, I'm not going to make it too thin. I'm going to make it thicker rather than thinner. If it does stick, just put a little bit of vegetable fat to stop that sticking. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. But then it's a star within a star, so we're just going to make sure we got it in the right spot. Just an impression of a star. I'm going to cut it out. Just like an emboss look. Okay, so I'm actually just going to stick it with a little bit of buttercream on the in the spot that I need it, just to stick it down. Like that. These stars actually could have been done ahead of time and left to dry. Would have worked just as well. Oh, okay, you can see what I'm doing then. Ah, I've made just sure. This is all working on my side today. Cut enough stripes, or cut enough stars. And then I'm just going to do the name quick as well, because that's going to be in silver too. And then we're going to then I'm going to move on to doing finishing touches with dusting and all the rest of it. I just want to finish off here. You can hide things. Any little imperfections that we see, you can just hide nicely. Okay, that's done. So we're just going to do the name, which is Maya something. Maya. You've got it like a double barrel name. And her age is 7. Maya Bella. That's actually quite long. Okay. So sorry, black as usual gets everywhere. And now I made my white not so white, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be silver in the end. So I'm not going to stress too much about that. As usual, you don't want to stress about anything, do we? life is stressful enough with what's going on. Okay. Maya Bello. Sure, long name. And it's she's 7, just a little older than my daughter. Okay, so let's see, we need an A. We need an E. B. M. Typical that I land up going through all my numbers. I need a Y. That's what I need. Yeah, I need a 7. And I need a Y. Oh, there it is. Here's my Y. And we need an L. So, Maya M. A. This way I make sure that I spell it correctly. Yeah. And then Bella. B. And yeah. No, I don't need the I need the 7. And the 7. Okay. And then there's a I'm just going to use this because of the to create a hyphen. Okay. Because her name is double barreled. These plastic cutters don't always cut through properly. So they can be a bit of a pain in the bum, and they can you know, kind of mess up your lettering. Okay, just make sure it sits properly. So what I like to do when I'm doing names on a board is I put the names out, and whatever's the center letter is the letter I start with. That way I can get it even around the board. So it goes evenly around the board. So we start like that. Just get this little this little section there. Super long name. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basically 12. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to start with the B. In the center of our board, in the center, in the front, so that we can get it nice and round. We get it looking nice all the way around. Okay. So we're going to need a little bit of, so I'm just trying to see, there's my center bit. Round about there. Okay. We're going to need a little bit of glue. So we just dab a little bit of glue here and there just so that it'll stick on the board. So that it'll stick on the board. We're going to put the B in the center because that is our center letter. We're going to start with. And then we're just going to follow around. And then when you stick it down, it's obviously when you're going to make sure that your lettering is not distorted. Again, these could have been done ahead of time, so they're hard and easier to work with, but also not a train smash if you don't. Some things, if you make ahead of time and they're too hard, then you can't actually, you need it to follow the contours and stuff like that, and you can't when it's hard. So I like to follow around the board. That way we get it nice and it doesn't look all over the place. One day I'll find other lettering, but at the moment this is the only one I have because I can't find what I'm looking for. So one day I'll find what I'm looking for. I actually want something where it's got upper and lower case, not all capitals like this. But it's okay. This will do. It's not, no one's gonna moan as long as it's on and they got the name. They're happy with it. 7, so we obviously need a gap between the 7 and the rest of the name. And that is that. Right. Now we're going to just pretty everything up and then we're done. Then we are absolutely done. So I'm going to just use this to work on. I think that will be fine. So we need turquoise, which I've got, and we need silver. Silver, we're going to need a lot of silver because we're going to paint a lot. So, but I have. So I just want to actually just do them quick. So I want you to just dust them a little bit more so that they are sparklier. But I've got to be super careful because I don't want to get dusting on their skin. Oh, and I need the pink to give them some rosy cheeks. Look. Do that as well. do want to also, so I need to do their cheeks and I need to give that little glint. So I just want to give them a little bit of cheeks because otherwise it doesn't look right. Yeah. Let's give them some rosy cheek. Otherwise they look like ghosts. Little pink lips. And it's just subtle, but it's enough to actually do something and make it look like something. Yeah, I just need to do that the glint, which is so very important with eyes, even when they are in character form like this. Very important to put that glint. Because it just livens them up. That's a bit big. It's so tiny as it is, and then it's still too big. Okay. And my worst is that these days I need glasses, so this is even too small for me. Okay. That's that, and that's that. Make sure that the glint is in the last place. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's done. Let's put them on, and then we can, and then I can finish off. I'll do the painting. So the big one is actually, you know, the birthday girl. So I have to kind of make sure that she's actually prominent and in the right place over the sister. Over the little sister who's just sitting beside her, you know, doing it with her. This glint can irritate me. Too big. we're at. Okay, we're at the painting part. So we're going to paint everybody's, you know, what we need, silver. So that's where we're at. Just move that up a bit. There we go. So I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, let's do some silver here. Silver, silver, silver. And clean that out so that it's not so. We use some quick dry, but then it will dry rather fast. And then we've got stars, the name, and the stripes to make silver. Just go all the way around and then we're done. And this is it. So yeah, it took me another 20 minutes or so. Just gonna make sure that everything is So I'm not dusting for a reason now, because if I dust, the silver is going to go everywhere. So I'm just going to paint it really nicely. The silver will, yeah, it will just dust all over the place. And then there will be, you know, dust everywhere. So I try and make it as even and as nice as possible. Brush here. pretty much me done with all of this. I think I need to do another layer. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna leave this to dry so I can do a second layer so that the silver is a little bit darker and a little bit clearer, more clear, because at the moment it's just looking grey, as opposed to silver. It's looking like grey with the shine because it needs to dry. So I'm gonna leave it now. I'm gonna just give it a couple of minutes, you know, like half an hour or so to dry, and then I'll go over it again, and then that's it done. But this is pretty much it done, finished. That's us. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me and for watching and all the rest of it. Not there. Yeah, I'll be back on. I've got a super duper week, busy, hectic week, and yeah, like I say, I'm working all weekend as well. So yeah, keep an eye out, and I'll see you on Wednesday with something about spring, and I'll on Friday next week. Have a super duper weekend. Love you. Goodbye.